The first thing the president's wife did after regaining her sight was to file for divorce from me. Everyone thinks she is heartless. After all, I have taken care of her meticulously for 3 years of marriage. Even his eyesight was something I vowed to heal at any cost. Yet now, facing his indifference and distance, I feel not the slightest sadness inside. Instead, I feel more guilt. In the living room, Xia Xizhong continued to look at me. In the 3 years since Fang Yuan became blind, your care for me fills me with gratitude. But our marriage was a contract. You were my husband, standing against gossip for me, and I would handle your adoptive parents' financial issues. Now Lu Yan has returned. I want to reconcile with him. I am sorry for you. After the divorce, this house will be yours. I will also give you 50 million as divorce alimony. After saying this, Xia Si did not dare to look at me anymore. However, my reaction was surprisingly calm. I promise you. Xia Xining stared at me blankly. There was no hysteria as I had imagined. No angry roar. There was only my smile. You don't need to feel guilty. Xia Xining. The marriage between us is just a piece of paper. I knew from the beginning that your heart belonged to someone else. You can save my adoptive parents' company. I am very grateful. Let's end it as the contract states. It's time for me to have it. I will take it. I handed the peeled apple in my hand to Xia Xining. Do you want to eat the apple? I don't know why. Looking at me, so calm before her, Xia Xining suddenly felt an emptiness in her heart. Our marriage contract is for 5 years. After 5 years, the turmoil settles. You and I divorce. Although it has only been 3 years now. But you are the employer. You have the right to decide anything. I have no right to oppose. Isn't that so? Xia Xining took the apple from my hand with a complicated expression. In that moment, he felt my affection suddenly disappear. I will find a time to move out. I won't cause you any trouble. You don't need to give me the house. I will just do as the contract states. Just give me 10 million. When I returned to my room, I finally let out a long sigh. When I saw Xia Xining regain her light, I already anticipated today's outcome. Married for 3 years. I know better than anyone how reluctant Xia Xining is to part with Lu Yan, and how much she misses Lu Guan. This is from Moonlight. Even calling each other's names in dreams. At the moment Lu Yan's call came in, hearing his voice, no matter how much I give, I am destined to be a complete loser. Approaching the desk, I opened the drawer. I took out a group photo from inside. The woman in the photo looks 90% like Xia Xining. Those who don't know would think they are twin sisters. I'm sorry for all these years. I have always used Xia Xining as your substitute. I know this is unfair to Xia Xining. He is clearly the savior of my family. So, I did my best to be good to Xia Xining. Now that the contract is over, I can finally be free from this guilt. I just really miss you. Where exactly are you? I hugged the photo frame to my chest. I endured the heartache that was tearing me apart. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. I quickly hid the photo in the drawer. 3 years of marriage. This is the first time Xia Xining has knocked on my door. He has never been to my room. He has repeatedly warned me not to have foolish thoughts. Even if he dishonors the animals, it would never give me a single bit of hope. His heart has always only had Moonlight Lu Yan. Xia Xining saw that my eyes were red. For some reason, she felt a slight joy in her heart. The me who cried is a bit more handsome. I originally studied art and played the piano. I'm the popular, brooding art major beauty you see online. Xiang Xining regains her light. She was surprised the first time she saw me. In Xiang Xi's life, my looks definitely rank number 1. Even Ziyuguang Lu Yan pales in comparison. And when I saw Xiang Xi for the first time, it was as if I saw that golden-haired girl, with a smile like a flower. My first love, Ziyuguang, who loved to play the violin. My breath almost stopped. After confirming repeatedly, I realized Xiang Xining was not warmth, but another daughter. The price to save the Fong family was my 5-year marriage contract with Xiang Xining, to help the Xiang group shake off the negative impact of being rejected by the Lu family. At the same time, I had to take care of Xiang Xining's daily needs. I must obey Xiang Xining's orders. Once the 5 years were up, I would automatically divorce her. I would receive 10 million. I know Xiang Xining doesn't love me at all. The one she loves is Ziyuguang Lu Yan. Xiang Xining is the savior of the Fong family. But every time, I unconsciously regarded Xia Xining as a warm substitute. Especially since Xia Xining became blind, I completely felt her as a substitute for another girl. Sometimes, I feel like an incredibly selfish person for having used a blind savior to satisfy my own desires. At the same time feeling immense guilt, I doubled my kindness to Xia Xining for her saving my life, even going so far as to test medications on myself, just to cure Xia Xining's blindness. So, in the eyes of others, I worked tirelessly without complaint, even risking my life. but the true struggles are known only to me. Now, I can finally be free. I feel not a bit of sadness. Only relief and joy remain. Fong Yuan, you know, I really hate when others lie to me. I know what you have sacrificed for me over the past 3 years. Everyone says you love me to the point of madness. Even though you violated the contract. I don't blame you, because you healed my eyes. It's just that you've been hiding your feelings from me, treating me like a fool. It really bothers me. I didn't expect Xia Sibi to say such things. Clearly, I was thinking of Xia Xiling. I didn't want to give Xia Xiling an unnecessary burdens to her white moonlight. As a result, Xia Xiling straightforwardly brought it up. I'm sorry, Xia Xiling. I just didn't want you to overthink, causing more burdens. I can only let it be a mistake. I can't exactly say that I don't love Xia Xiling at all. Being nice to Xia Xiling, just treating her as a warm substitute. This would hurt Xia Xiling too much. Xia Xiling looked at me with a serious expression. Fong Yuan, you have never been a burden to me. Hearing Xia Xiling say this, I was taken aback for a moment. I couldn't understand what Xia Xiling really wanted to do. Xia Xiling also realized that she was a bit out of line with her words. Clears throat. Even though I can never love you, you have healed my eyes. And I am very grateful. This is part of my duty. If it weren't for your help, the Fong family would have gone bankrupt. Since the contract states that I must take good care of you, I will take on that responsibility. Fong Yuan, I want some milk tea. Okay, I'll make it for you. As always. As long as it's Summer's request, I will agree without hesitation. After I left, Summer didn't leave immediately, but instead carefully examined my room. Married for 3 years, Summer has always slept in a separate room from me. The bed was made very neatly. The comforter was folded into a standard tofu block in the corner. Aside from a cabinet, there was basically nothing on the desk. It was very simple and clean. Summer, who has severe obsessive cleanliness, felt no discomfort in this room. Just then, Summer noticed that my drawer was not fully closed. The obsession compelled Xia Sining to step forward. She wanted to help me close the drawer. Xia Sining suddenly remembered passing by my room earlier. She saw what I had put inside. It seemed like it was my most important treasure. Thinking of this, Xia Sining felt a surge of curiosity. She unexpectedly opened my drawer. When Xia Sining picked up the frame and saw the photo, for a moment, her whole being felt a rush of blood to her brain. At this time, I was in the kitchen preparing milk tea. At the same time, I was carefully instructing the aunt who was helping. Over the past 3 years, I had touched everyone in the family with my gentle kindness. I had won the hearts of everyone in the household. Even the arrogant masters of the Xia family had acknowledged me as their son-in-law. Who would have thought that in the end, Xia Sining still chose the moonlight that had abandoned her back then. Aunt Chong is fine. To me. And for Xia Sining, it's all a release. Aunt Chong just thinks I'm putting on a show. Over the past 3 years, who can't see how much I love Xia Xining? Otherwise, how could I possibly do something like using myself as a test subject? Fong Yuan. Xia Xining suddenly appeared at the kitchen door. Her expression was more terrible than ever before. Xia Xining, why are you here? The milk tea will be ready soon. Stop it. Xia Xining suddenly rushed over, sweeping the unfinished mango sago dessert off the table. I wasn't prepared and got splashed all over. I stared blankly at Xia Xining in front of me. Miss. Aunt Chong gasped. Miss, what's wrong with you? Xia Xining has always been dignified, her emotions never showing on her face. A woman who is calm and composed. But why is she suddenly so angry today? Look at this photo. Xia Xining directly took out the picture frame. Upon seeing this frame, my face instantly turned pale. I opened my mouth, but couldn't say anything. Fong Yuan, I really didn't expect you to be such a pervert. I can understand if you secretly collected my photos, but using this kind of digital composition technique to place me into your photos, your actions, really make me physically nauseous. Aunt Chong was stunned after hearing this. Mr. Jiang, is what the young lady said true? Hurry up and explain. You're not that kind of person, right? Fong Yuan, you really need to give me an explanation. I'm sorry, Xia Xining. I clenched my fists, and could only choose to bear it all alone. Furious, Xia Xining slammed the frame to the ground. You've really disappointed me too much. I don't want to see you anymore. Get out of this house right now. The farther away, the better. The glass shattered. My heart also ached for a moment. That was the only photo left with warmth in me. It is the most important treasure of my life. I could only lower my head and walk past Xia Xiling. At the villa's entrance, I looked at the place I've lived for 3 years. I let out a long sigh. Finally, everything is over. Xia Xiling returned to her room, sipping red wine. Her beautifully pale face turned a bit rosy due to anger and the effects of alcohol. It had gained a bit of color. Damn Fong Yuan. Fine, I can overlook you secretly taking photos of me. What does it matter that you turned me into a blonde? How come I never noticed before that you had a thing for blondes? Suddenly, the phone rang. Xia Xiling saw that the caller was Lu Yen. Her expression relaxed a bit. She pressed the answer button. Xiling. In 2 days, I'll finish my business and be able to go back home. Then we can get back together. Xia Xiling responded lightly. Xiling, from your tone, are you not very happy, or is it that you can't forgive me? Lu Yan's voice carried a hint of anxiety. I've made up my mind to divorce Fong Yuan. I am with you. Thank you, Xining. If you can't drive back, I will tell Fong Yuan that the person you love is me. Mentioning Fong Yuan, Xining's mood worsened. Alright, Lu Yan. I'll wait for you to return to the country. I will pick you up at the airport. I have something to do, so I'll hang up now. Without waiting for Lu Yan to respond, Xining directly hung up the phone. There was a knock at the door. Aunt Zhang answered and pushed the door open. Seeing that Xining's face was slightly better than when she was furious earlier, it improved a little. Only then did she quietly speak. Miss, that photo. It makes me feel sick just to look at it. Aunt Zhang wanted to leave after reporting. However, Xining suddenly called Aunt Zhang again. Give me that photo. But since Xining said so, Aunt Zhang couldn't say much. She had no choice but to hand the retrieved photo to Xining. In the end, Aunt Zhang seemed to want to say something but hesitated. If you're trying to plead for Fong Yuan, just forget it. I will not forgive his despicable and shameless behavior. Miss, actually, I feel this photo has a bit of a vintage vibe. It's not a composite. Look, this photo is yellowing. The material is probably from about 10 years ago. Xia Xining trembled slightly at these words. She took a close look at the photo. It really is as Aunt Zhang said. This photo, let alone 10 years, is at least 7 or 8 years old. The key point is that Xia Xining has only been married to me for 3 years. There's nothing more Aunt Zhang can say. She turned and left. Xia Xining stared thoughtfully at the photo in her hand. Although the woman in the photo does indeed look quite like Xia Xining, the details are actually different. Golden long hair in a school uniform, a beauty mole between the eyebrows, and the teeth that show when she smiles, are not present on Xining. The doubts in her heart only grow deeper the more she thinks about them. It feels like a thorn piercing her heart. She can't push it away. Finally, Xia Xining picked up her phone. Trying to find my phone number, to let me give the final explanation. After flipping through the contact list, Xia Xicheng suddenly realized she didn't have my phone number at all. After thinking it over, Xia Xicheng called her secretary best friend, Lu Qian. The call was quickly connected. Lu Qian's voice had a hint of sleepiness. Xicheng, it's so late. Is there something else? Qian, do you have Fong Yuan's phone number? Xicheng, that's your husband. You're asking me if I have his phone number. Could it be that you told Fong Yuan? As a best friend, Lu Qian naturally knew about Lu Yan, the one from the moonlight. After all, she grew up watching their relationship flourished. Well, I said I wanted to divorce him early. Xicheng, I don't know what to say to you. Fong Yuan treats you so well. He would give up his life for you. Lu Yan saw you go blind back then. He didn't say a word and left you, leaving the Xia group in such a passive position. The Lu family didn't even make a sound. Now you have regained your sight. Now he's eagerly asking you to get back together. Aren't you being a love-struck fool? Xia Si felt irritated upon hearing this. Qian, if you don't have Fong Yuan's phone number, I'm hanging up. Although she was prepared to be criticized, Lu Qian had witnessed Xia Xining and Lu Yan together. How could she not understand? Xining, if you really divorce Fong Yuan, then I might just have to take this little puppy away. After all, Fong Yuan is so handsome. It's up to you. Xia Xining directly hung up the phone. She took Lu Qian's words as a joke. On that day, Xia Si woke up early. She had just come downstairs. Breakfast was already prepared. According to her usual routine, she took a sip of the congee first. Then she frowned. This taste was different from what Xia Xining had been drinking for the past 3 years. Uncle Li, have you not taught the chef how to make this congee? The butler, Uncle Li, was stunned upon hearing this. He quickly spoke up. Ma'am, Mr. Jiang has taught me. I still demonstrated it in front of the family chef many times, but no one can replicate Mr. Jiang's flavor. Upon hearing this name, Xia Xining thought of that photo. Her heart felt suddenly heavy and uncomfortable. I spent so much, but I can't even learn to make a simple porridge. What a bunch of useless people. I'm not eating anymore. On the other side, I had just finished washing up. My phone suddenly rang. Seeing that it was a call from Lu Qian, I was momentarily taken aback, but I still pressed to answer. Miss Lu. Lu Qian's unhappy voice came through. Why are you calling me Miss Lu? Call me Chan. Idiot. I cleared my throat lightly. Chan, is there something on your mind? Did Xia Si ask you to find me? Not really. Are you getting divorced from Xining? Yes, the process has already started. Are you okay? Lu Qian felt a sudden, inexplicable pain in her heart. She learned this from Xia Xining. Lu Qian is just angry. How could my boss and best friend be so blind to ignore such a good little puppy? Yet they insist on that irresponsible scumbag who is their white moonlight. Fortunately, it's actually Xia Xining. How is she doing? I was worried that Xia Si was angry. Lu Qian suddenly felt furious. You are her husband. You don't know how she is doing. I have already moved out from Xia Xining's place. Fang Yuan, you idiot. You are so naive, it's heart-wrenching. Can't you at least put up a fight? Just then, Xia Xining happened to walk in. Lu Qian hurriedly hung up the phone, leaving me with a bitter smile staring at my phone. In the eyes of outsiders, I don't fight for anything. Actually for me, this is a huge relief. Xia Xining placed her bag on the desk. Her beautiful eyes swept towards Lu Qian. Qian, who made you angry? Just an idiot. By the way, Si Ning, have you kicked Fang Yuan out of the house? Si stopped for a moment, and looked at Lu Qian with suspicion. How did you know? Did you contact Fang Yuan? Lu Qian's heart skipped a beat, and she quickly found a perfect excuse to cover it up. If you hadn't kicked him out of the villa, how could he call so late, asking me about his phone number? You could just go find him directly. Xia Si entwined her fingers, mentioning this matter, still couldn't hide the anger in her eyes. Si Ning, Fang Yuan would give up his life for you. Even the chairman and others have accepted it. Have you forgotten your eyes? Who worked so hard to heal them? Qian, the person I've always loved is Lu Yan, not Fang Yuan. You've always been watching me and Lu Yan. You should be clear about that. I have a contractual marriage with Fang Yuan. Taking care of me is part of the contract. It is what he should do. Also, you don't know how disgusting Fang Yuan's actions were. Xia Xining told Lu Qian about the photos. Lu Qian's eyes widened suddenly. Fang Yuan secretly took pictures of you. He even edited the photos to give you blonde hair. That's why you got angry and kicked Fang Yuan out. No. Are you really sure that person in the photo is you? The photo is right here. Take a look. Lu Qian took the photo and examined it closely. This girl really looks a lot like Xia Xining. Xining. This photo shows no signs of editing. I'm very sure about that. Look at the yellowing on this photo. It's obviously over 7 or 8 years old. Also, this girl really does look a lot like you. But she is clearly more youthful. The Fang Yuan in the photo was also from high school. He looks different from the current Fang Yuan. Qian, are you saying that? Fang Yuan took a photo with me back in high school, but I attended an all-girls school in high school. You know that. There were no boys at all. After thinking it over, Lu Qian could only come to this conclusion. Then it's truly strange. Could it be that Fang Yuan knew a girl who looked a lot like you in high school? He knew a girl who looked very much like you. At this point, Xia Xining was running out of arguments. Otherwise, it just doesn't make sense. How could there be such a coincidence in this world? Lu Qian continued to speak with confusion. So what did Fang Yuan say? He only said sorry. Qian, look at Fang Yuan's attitude. I didn't give Fang Yuan a chance. But he says nothing. How could I not be angry? Maybe Fang Yuan has some difficulties he can't speak about. I remember this high school uniform is from city number 2 high school. Why not send someone to investigate? Returning to the Fang family, Lu's mother personally came to the door to bring me back. I called out, Mom, and handed over the gift in my hand. This kid came, so he came. Why bring gifts? Lu Huanyan said this with his mouth. Yet one hand took all my gifts inside. I have long been used to it. I just smiled. Where is Dad? Your dad is working in the garden. The company is not doing well. He can't sit still. He keeps thinking about tinkering with that. Life has become really tough. Mom initially put on a sad performance. Then she quietly started talking again. Fang Yuan said to Mom, how is your relationship with Xia Xining? You helped her regain her brightness. Did she mention any rewards for you? I have already moved out from Xia Xining's place. I know this matter can't be hidden. So I simply laid everything out. Upon hearing this, Lu Huanyan's expression suddenly changed. Such a big matter of moving out. Why didn't you discuss it with us? I was just about to say something. What is the old lady making a fuss about? I could hear it from this side of the garden. Fang Guqiang, who had just finished working while wearing a plain tank top, walked in with a grim expression. Lu Huanyan pouted. Old man. The son has already moved out from Xia Xining's place. You tell me, such a big matter. Why didn't this child consult us? They initially had a good marriage contract with the Xia family. Do you really expect Xia Xiling to be with our son? They want you to leave. What can we say? Those words from the old man are quite harsh. Fang Yuan helped Xia Xiling regain her eyesight. She immediately kicked her son out. Isn't this being heartless? But didn't Xia Xiling save our Fang family? If it weren't for the Xia family's assistance, our family would have long been struggling. Moreover, this thought was put forward by our son. What have you done again? Lu Huanyan was momentarily at a loss for words. She didn't know what to say. Fang Guoqiang glanced at Lu Huanyan and then looked at me. Child, don't think about it anymore. Just move back in. Fang Guoqiang knows my feelings for Xiling. Ultimately, it is their Fang family that is not harmonious. Now that Xia Xiling has regained her sight, it's even more impossible for her to be with me. Lu Huanyan hesitated to speak. Clearly doesn't want me to move back. It seems like there are no rooms left at the old man's house. Fang Guoqiang was half angry. The child wants to go back home to live. You say there's no room. You won't go tidy up a room, will you? Just throw away all those old clothes of yours. Dad, please stop arguing. I rented a place outside. I plan to become a pianist again. Now you have changed houses. This is not enough space. Moreover, my practice would disturb you. Living outside is the best choice. Listen to what I'm saying. Fang mother's expression softened a bit. It's not that mom doesn't want to. It's really that the company is not doing well. Look at the situation at home now. I understand, Mom. I lowered my eyes. Even with the Xia family offering help, it's only to help the Fang family avoid bankruptcy and being chased for debts. Now, to maintain daily expenses, they were also forced to sell the villa, moving into this 3-bedroom walk-up apartment. It's possible to live here if you want to, but I am an adopted son, and I have a younger brother studying abroad. All the money has been spent on my brother. This home no longer has a place for me. I have a contractual marriage with Xia Xining. Aside from my own selfishness, it's also to repay the Fang family's kindness in raising me. Once I settle down, I'm planning to leave. Lu Huanyan only then secretly came to find me. Fang Yuan absolutely cannot let the family off so easily, even if it is a contractual marriage. The Xia family helped the Fang family pay off their debts. But didn't you help Xia Xining with her eyesight? She is so ungrateful. Don't blame us for being ungrateful. You must dig out more money, you know that. Otherwise, you're just foolish. By the way, I remember it ends in July. Didn't the Xia family say they would give you some money? Fang Guoqiang stepped out. He directly shouted at Lu Huanyan. Lu Huanyan, if you dare to covet Fang Yuan's money, I'm going to divorce you. The Fang family encountered a crisis back then. Fang Zhe didn't wait patiently. You insisted on spending a large sum of money, sending him abroad to attend a mediocre university. Fang Yuan is a piano. Shibao sent him to the St. Paul Music Academy abroad. We only need to contribute a little money. The other schools cover everything. You are unwilling even. You even let Fang Yuan marry Xia Xining in a contractual marriage to pay off debts. Do you have no conscience? Now you even want to take Fang Yuan's money. Lu Huanyan's eyes were red. Old man, speak more cleanly. Who is coveting Fang Yuan's money? I just don't want our son to suffer. Don't make it sound like I'm completely evil. I have a bit of a headache. Just thinking of persuading. However, a Maybach happened to pull up at the door. The car door opened. A figure with an extraordinary presence stepped out. It was Xian. I didn't expect Xia Si to appear here. Somewhat stunned. Xia Xining, what are you doing here? Fang Yuan, we need to talk. As for Fang Guoqiang and Lu Huanyan, Xia Xining simply nodded and ignored it. Fang Yuan, do you still have nothing to explain to me? Xia Xining is really sorry. I shouldn't have touched your photo. The end of July. Find a time. Let's get a divorce. And give me back my ID card and household registration book. I will no longer appear in your world. In other words, you admit that the photo was deliberately edited. Xia Xining was extremely angry. Her breathing became rapid. She raised her hand as if to slap me. At that moment, I was ready to face Xia Xining's slap. I closed my eyes. The expected pain did not come. Fang Yuan, do you think I'm an idiot? I was too angry last night. I didn't realize it at the moment. Now you're telling me the photo is edited. I had someone authenticate it a long time ago. There are no signs of synthesis at all inside. Who on earth is this blonde woman? Why does she look so much like me? The thing I least wanted to happen, ultimately still happened. Seeing me fall into silence, Xia Si continued to speak. If you don't say, do you think I won't find out? Don't make things too ugly. She is my friend. For some reasons, we have lost contact for a long time. When I first met you, I was really shocked. You two look so much alike. But you aren't related. I'm not saying it because I don't want you to think too much. After knowing the truth, Xia Xining finally relaxed a bit. What is her name? Her surname is Wan, and her given name is Nguan. Could it really just be a coincidence? During Fang Yuan's high school years, he happened to encounter a girl who looked so much like him. Look at this photo. You are very precious. She is very important to you. Yes, she is a very good friend of mine. My smile appeared extremely sad. Upon seeing this, Xia Xining felt quite unhappy. Could it be that Fang Yuan is taking care of himself? All the meticulous care over the past 3 years. warmth and concern. We're all just seeing herself as a substitute for warmth. Xia Xining originally wanted to ask, but the words were at the tip of her tongue. Yet, she just couldn't bring herself to say them. Proud as Xia Xining. If she truly learned such an answer from my mouth, I really don't know how she would react. Xia Xining, don't misunderstand. Over these past 3 years, I have been sincerely fulfilling the terms of our contract. You saved the Fong family and saved me. Such great kindness, I cannot repay. The reason I am unwilling to explain is that I'm afraid you would overthink it. I hurriedly explained. A flash of guilt crossed my eyes. Xia Si didn't pay attention to my expression, but hearing me say such words, her heart felt a little relieved. So what happened to that girl called Warmth? I don't know either. The year we graduated from high school, she seemed to have evaporated from the world. Nothing was left behind. The only memento I had left with her was this group photo. So, do you want to take the photo back? Hearing Xia Xining say this, I instinctively lifted my head. My eyes flickered momentarily. Are you willing to give it back to me? Xia Xining had originally wanted to return it, but after casually saying, she saw how excited I was. And suddenly, she didn't want to return it anymore. Then you have to agree to one condition. I opened my mouth without thinking. You say, I will agree to any condition. Upon hearing this, Xia Xining's heart felt like it was pierced by a thorn. What condition is acceptable? Is a group photo really that important to you? Alright, Fang Yuan. Don't regret it. After saying that, she casually found a way to put me down. Before I could continue speaking, Xia Xining directly threw the photo to me from the window. I caught the photo as if it were a treasure. I couldn't hide the surprise and excitement in my eyes. Thank you so much, Xia Xining. Xia Xining coldly drove back. Coldly speaking. Her eyes flashed with complete disdain. Fang Yuan, don't be in a hurry to thank me. My favors, Xia Xining, are not something everyone can repay. After saying that, she pressed down on the accelerator. The car vanished from my sight. Xia Xining took out her phone. She dialed a number. Investigate the student records of number 2 middle school. Is there a student named Wen? I want all her information. Lu Qian watched as Xia Xining returned to the office with a sulky face. Xining, my young lady. Who has upset you, this great deity? In the house I rented, there is a piano room. Inside, there is a white piano. That was left by the owner of the house. So the owner of the house rented it out. They specifically requested that it must be a pianist. They needed help to polish the piano before the owner returned. So the rent is set quite low. I just happened to catch a break. I bought a new photo frame. I placed the photo on the piano stand where it's most visible, the spot that gets the most sunlight. A lot has happened during this warm time. Now I have to start playing the piano again. I had given it up for so many years before. I believe that if you were still in this world, as long as I keep playing the piano, one day, we will surely meet again. My fingertips brushed over the photo, reminiscing about the past. It's all sweet memories. Suddenly, the phone rang. After I saw the caller ID, I held my breath for a moment, before pressing the answer button. Professor Su. A pleasant female voice came from the other end of the line. Fang Yuan, how dare you contact me? I'm sorry, Professor Su. I made you worry for so long. I don't want to hear your excuses. We agreed. I have not forgiven you. Su's voice was softly cold. As my music professor during college, Su Ruo knows my talent better than anyone. I am a piano genius who comes around once in several decades. But just then, a familiar figure walked over. It was Xia Xining and Lu Qian. Lu Qian looked at me in surprise. Fang Yuan, what are you doing here? Qian, what a coincidence to see you, Xia Xining. I came to pick someone up. Xia Xining looked meaningfully at me. Fang Yuan, you're not stalking me, are you? As soon as those words were said, Lu Qian and I were both stunned. I hurriedly denied it. No. Xia Xining, I didn't stalk you. I didn't even know you were coming to the airport today. Lu Qian chimed in, yeah. Xining. Fang Yuan, don't you know what kind of personality he has? You can't accuse him wrongly. Before Lu Qian could finish her words, a figure suddenly rushed over, and tightly embraced Xia Xining. Xining, I missed you so much. I'm finally back by your side. Seeing Lu Yan again, Xining was suddenly very happy. Lu Yan, don't do that. So many people are watching. Logical thinking soon returned. Xia Xining frowned subtly. She broke free from Lu Yan's embrace. She had just regained her sight. She was taking back control of the Xia group. Countless eyes were focused on Xia Xining. More importantly, I am still here. A shadow flickered across Lu Yan's eyes. Xia Xining actually took the initiative to break free. If it had been before, this would have been absolutely impossible. Turning his head, Lu Yan finally noticed me. He pretended to be surprised and said, what are you doing here? You're not following Xining here, are you? Xia Xining came to pick someone up. If you're a man, how could you possibly follow her here? You must have secretly followed Xia Xining, planning to sabotage my reconciliation with Xia Xining. What a scheming man. Xia Xining also cast a suspicious glance at me. Only Lu Qian fiercely defended me. Lu Yan, watch your mouth. He came here to pick someone up. Who's stalking Xining? When I still wanted to say something, a bright voice suddenly came from behind me. I saw Su Ro approaching, wearing high heels. Fang Yuan has kept you waiting. Hearing this, I took the initiative to welcome her. It was like seeing a savior. Professor Su, let me help you with your luggage. No need. I can carry it myself. I knew Su Ro was still angry. Professor Su, I've decided to come back. This time, I won't back down again. I swear to you. Su Ro glanced at me. If you dare to leave again, I will break your hand. Faced with Su Ro's threat, I just smiled faintly. Su Ro snorted lightly. It barely counted as acknowledgement. Have you touched the piano in 3 years? I answered helplessly. Very rarely. A hint of disappointment flickered in Su Ro's eyes. Go to my house now and play it for me. Oh, you. I haven't practiced much in 3 years. I hope you don't end up like the tragic story of Shang Zhongyong. You are wasting your talent like this. It only makes me want to ruin you completely. Seeing Su Ro chat with me so warmly, as if there were no one else around, made Lu Qian very unhappy. A sense of unwarranted crisis surged in my heart. Fang Yuan, who is she? I introduced her. She is Professor Su Ro from the Huaxia Music Academy. She is also my mentor at the Music Academy. Now I plan to return to the piano world. I want to continue learning with Professor Su. Lu Qian felt even more jealous inside. Xia Xining said in surprise. You can play the piano? How come I've never heard you play? Xia Xining suddenly felt like she never really knew you. I could only respond with a bitter smile. I've been busy these past 3 years. I don't want to be spread too thin. Xia Xining suddenly felt her face burning with embarrassment. I originally thought I followed you to the airport. As it turns out, I really came to pick someone up. I'm sorry, Fang Yuan. I misunderstood you just now. I waved my hand dismissively, not caring. Nearby, Su Ro recognized Xia Xining. Her tone carried a hint of joy. You are Xia Xining, right? Your eyesight has returned. At the same time, I felt a bit curious. You are Su Ro from the Su family. Dong recognized Ro as well. Xining also recognized Su Ro. The Su family, where Su Ro belongs, is quite powerful. It is only slightly inferior to the Xia group. When Xia Xining had not yet gone blind before, she had met Su Ro several times at parties. Driver, let's go. Don't stay here. Lu Yan, who was ignored, felt quite unhappy inside. It seemed like everyone's attention was on me. Su Ro was even more shocked now. Now, Xia Xining has regained her sight, and she has gotten back together with Lu Yan. This messy relationship is giving me a headache. I don't want to continue being a third wheel here. Professor Su, let's leave too. After all, it's Xia Xining's personal matter. Su Ro couldn't ask too many questions, so she followed me out. Lu Yan sensed Xia Xining's gaze. Then he looked at me. He squinted his eyes. It carried a sense of danger. Xining, I think Fang Yuan is really strange. Does this man have some special interests or hobbies? Does he enjoy being a third wheel and spying? He just wouldn't leave earlier. A mere stand-in is still so cocky here. Lu Yan said it deliberately loudly, as if he wanted me to hear. Su Ro frowned subtly at his words. She naturally heard it. She curiously looked at my profile. Let's talk after Professor Su leaves. Lu Qian was so angry her face turned red. Lu Yan, you are being too much. You didn't even apologize for misunderstanding Fang Yuan earlier. And now you dare to slander him. Lu Yan looked meaningfully at Lu Qian, clearly dissatisfied. Qian, whose side are you on? I only stand on the side of justice. Lu Qian shot back directly. Alright, Qian. Lu Yan didn't mean it either. Xia Xining noticed the gazes of people around her scanning over. She didn't want to be so conspicuous. What do you mean wasn't intentional? Xining, don't forget. Who healed your eyes? And who was there for you during your most painful and difficult 3 years? Who accompanied you without complaints or regrets? It was Fang Yuan, not Lu Yan. Xia Xining's face was also ashen. She knew everything. Just now, hearing Lu Yan's words, Xia Xining really felt like a filter was shattering. When did Lu Yan become like this? 3 years apart. Has Lu Yan really changed? Seeing that Xia Xining's expression was off, Lu Yan quickly cooed softly. Alright, Xining, don't be angry. I was just jealous earlier. After all, Fang Yuan has been the one beside you for the past 3 years. I love you so much. I said those angry words because I was uncomfortable inside. I know it's Fang Yuan. She was the one who accompanied you through these painful 3 years. Now I have returned. I will treat you well. About Xia Xining. Lu Yan has another very important task. This time, we must not miscalculate. Lu Qian really couldn't stand the way the scumbag pretended to be innocent. She said to me as she turned to leave, "I hope you don't take Lu Yan's shout to heart." Lu Yan's face flushed red with anger. "Xi Ning, look at Qian. She must have been spoiled by you. In front of you, the boss. Dare to humiliate me like this." Xia Xining sighed softly. "Let's talk about it when we get back." Okay, Xining. I'll agree to whatever you say. I know I have owed you before. Now I will make it up to you double. Under Lu Yan's repeated sweet words and promises, Xia Xining and Lu Yan left hand in hand. In the taxi, Su Ro looked at me. "Once we get home, play the piano for me." I nodded in response. "What exactly is your relationship with Xia Xining?" I stared at Su Ro in shock. Then I explained everything in detail. Su Ro was so surprised she couldn't find her words. She did know about Xia Xining's marriage, but she didn't expect that person to be me. Private villa in Zian Mountain, Kyoto. When the car brought me here, I was a bit dazed, because this was exactly the home where Xia Xining and I lived for 3 years. "Professor Su, didn't you used to live in the Huaxiao Music Academy's faculty dormitory?" "I moved out after we had a fallout. I studied abroad for 3 years. I was just preparing to return to the country when you contacted me. I heard that Xia Xining lives here. Weren't you getting a divorce? You're still so afraid of her." I didn't catch the jealousy in Su Ro's tone as I explained. "No. I was just surprised. I didn't expect it to be so coincidental. Now, I am already divorced from Xia Xining. They all moved out. Then it doesn't matter even if we clash. Let me say something harsh first. 3 years ago, you let me down. This time you took the initiative to find me. If she has lost the spirit from 3 years ago." Su Ro didn't continue speaking. Instead, she made a gesture across her throat at me. This action didn't scare me at all. Instead, she spoke earnestly. "Professor Su, this time, I will never let you down again." Seeing that I did not back down, Su Ro then withdrew her gaze. I didn't say much, just sitting calmly in front of the piano, slowly touching the black and white keys with slender, fair fingers. The flow of water came naturally. A magnificent melody emerged. This is Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. Every note, it all looked like the shimmering surface of a lake under the moonlight, shimmering with a silver light, falling gently like moonlight, penetrating through the river of time. Su Ro closed her eyes, listening to my piano music. Thoughts flowed. At the same time, a Maybach happened to pass by the villa entrance. Xia Xining suddenly signaled the driver to stop from the back seat. The driver obediently stopped. "What's wrong, Miss Xia?" She gestured for silence. She could hear the serene sound of the piano. It was coming from the villa in front of her. It miraculously soothed Xia Xining's restless heart. She had just had lunch with Lu Yan. Lu Yan talked a lot about their past. It seemed like nothing had changed. They were still in the university campus. An enviable golden couple. A pair that matched perfectly in family background, looks, and abilities. Xia Xining was really happy. She had been thinking of her first love for 3 years, like the moonlight. She really came back. Although 3 years have passed, Lu Yan seems to have changed. He is no longer the person in Xia Xining's memory from 3 years ago. The one who was deeply gentle, like moonlight. After all, time flies. It's normal to have some changes. The key is, he is still him. It's just that when they were apart, Lu Yan actually wanted to kiss Xia Xining. He was being flirtatious with Xia Xining. He made overly intimate gestures. Xia Xining let Lu Yan's hand go. Lu Yan still had an extremely impatient expression. He said they should get back together and be a couple. What's wrong with hugs and kisses? Xia Xining couldn't accept this. 3 years have passed. During the time when Xia Xining was in the most pain, Lu Yan never appeared. This fact ultimately left a mark in Xia Xining's heart. It left an indelible scar. And Lu Yan knows this. Yet now, he still seems very unhappy. So when Lu Yan said he would take Xia Xining home, her first reaction was to refuse. Although Xia Xining noticed Lu Yan's face had turned unpleasant, she did not feel soft-hearted. The passionate desire to reconcile with Xia Xining faded after Lu Yan cried and admitted his mistakes on the phone. The passion to get back together with Xia Xining was gone. Xia Xining wanted to be reunited with Lu Yan, but she was destined to face many challenges. Misunderstandings and accusations from friends and family only made Xia Xining more frustrated. Doing all of this was predicated on Lu Yan being worthy. If it were the old Lu Yan, he would undoubtedly have been a gentleman. He would have respected Xia Xining. Now, he was just a man who wanted to take advantage of Xia Xining. Was he really still the perfect self she remembered from the past? I remember this villa has been vacant for many years. Suddenly, Xia Xining brought up this matter. Those who can live in the private villas on Zian Mountain are all top elites of Kyoto. They all see each other occasionally. There would be some connections, more or less. If there were someone, Xia Xining could not possibly have no impression at all. In the third year of Xia Xining's blindness, I opened her heart. Gradually, Xia Xining began to have hope. She was willing to go out and stroll in the private villa area, no longer afraid to interact with others, listening to me talk about some trivial daily matters. Even though they were such boring things, I could always make Xia Xining laugh. It made Xia Xining feel an unprecedented sense of relaxation. I didn't dare to hold Xia Xining's hand. Instead, I supported her closely with a sense of distance, listening to my deep and magnetic voice, feeling the scent of the wind and sunshine. Gradually, Xia Xining's heart was no longer so desperate and painful. Fang Yuan, how is he doing now? Where did he go with Su Rou? After being kicked out of his home, where did I go to live again? For some reason, Xia Xining kept thinking about me, whom she met at the airport today, and the scene of being with Su Rou. They seem quite well matched. Yes, Miss Xia. I drove by here yesterday. I didn't notice anyone around. Perhaps the owner returned today. Who is living here? Xia Xining asked curiously, able to play with such fluidity. The evocative Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata. He must be a very famous pianist. I don't know about that, Miss Xia. I'll ask the property management. Xia Xining wanted to know the identity of the villa's owner. The piano music he plays has a certain magic. It can soothe Xia Xining's inner turmoil. It can easily resonate with Xia Xining's heart. Xia Xining wanted to get to know him. You say, the owner of this villa is Su Rou. Yes, Miss Xia. Please don't let it slip out. As the property management of a top-tier private villa, information about the residents must be kept strictly confidential. Only the inquiry from the heiress Xia Xining allowed the property manager to dare to reveal a bit. Xia Xining hung up the phone, her mind in a mess. Yes, Su Rou is the heiress of the Su Group. Her family has the means to buy a private villa in Xian Mountain. At the same time, Su Rou is also the youngest professor at Huaxia Music Academy. She is also hailed as a musical prodigy in the Huaxia piano world. Yet, it is Su Rou. Just thinking about Su Rou makes Xia Xining feel inexplicably troubled. Am I really in Su Rou's villa right now? Su Rou is still playing the piano for me. Xia Xining unconsciously recalled the romantic moments between Su Rou and me. Various intimate scenes. A strong pang of jealousy suddenly surged in her heart. The song ended. Su Rou still kept her eyes tightly shut, savoring the Beethoven Moonlight Sonata that I played. A 5-minute interval. Slowly opening her eyes. She probably hasn't touched the piano much in 3 years. Your hands must be rusty. Regretting it, huh? You start with the deadly 3-question combo. Yes. I scratched the back of my head awkwardly. Even though I practiced on the landlord's white piano yesterday, I had an emergency practice session all night. But it had been too long since I last touched the piano, so I'm still a bit rusty. Luckily, you haven't lost your flair. There's an obsession in your music. This obsession can captivate the audience. It draws them into your piano playing. Skills can be restored through practice. You are naturally gifted. But if you lose your flair and obsession, you won't be able to get them back. You have worth that makes it worthwhile for me to return. I showed a look of joy. I knew Su Rou's words meant I had passed the test. I quickly nodded. Thank you, Professor Su. I will definitely not let you down. That said, I have not forgiven you for abandoning your career 3 years ago, to foolishly choose to marry Xia Xining. I just want to bring glory to Huaxia. I don't want to waste such a talented person like you. Ahem. Su Rou was halfway through her sentence. Suddenly, a fit of coughing interrupted. No, I need to make a phone call first. There's too much dust. They took the money but didn't do their job properly. Su Rou took out her phone. After a round of inquiries, I found out. The cleaning company Su Rou found had gone out of business 6 months ago. At that time, Su Rou was studying abroad. She had been unable to get in touch. Since it is a top-level private villa, if they do not have the owner's consent, the property management would never dare to enter. It's indeed a mix-up. Miss Su, don't worry. We'll send someone over right away to help you clean. Hurry up. Su Rou hung up the phone. She glanced at me. Fang Yuan. The property management is sending someone over to clean. It will take some time. Where do you live? I live in the new city neighborhood. Do you have a piano? I nodded. Yes, I do. Go there again. Play it for me more often. Xia Xining's Maybach was still parked at the villa entrance. Didn't leave. The driver didn't dare to speak or ask. Xia Xining was lost in thought. She didn't even notice when the piano music stopped. Until the villa door opened. Su Rou and I walked out from inside. The driver was the first to notice and exclaimed in surprise. President Xia. Isn't that Mr. Fang? Fang Yuan. Xia Xining instinctively looked out through the car window, seeing Su Rou and me walking together, while saying something. The smile on his face was something Xia Xining had never seen before, so genuine. From the heart. It turns out. When I was truly happy. Is this how I looked when I smiled? When I was by her side. Did I ever smile like that? Everyone says. I love Xia Xining so much that I would give up my life for her. The old Xia Xining thought the same way. Until she saw the warm photos. Her resolve gradually wavered. Because she didn't know in my eyes. Whether she was Xia Xining or warmth. The more I thought about it. Xia Xining's heart grew more and more chaotic. Fang Yuan, you drive. Su Ro handed me the car keys. Immediately after. I saw a Maybach blocking the entrance of the villa. The private villa has its own garage. But there was only one way to get out. Su Ro had to step forward to negotiate. She walked up and knocked on the car window. Hello. We need to go out now. Can you make way, please? I turned towards the sound. I was momentarily stunned to see the familiar Maybach. The car window slowly rolled down. Xia Xining's face was exposed to view. Xia Xining was the first to speak. What a coincidence, Su Ro. I didn't expect this villa to be yours. I just passed by here. I found that the villa, which had been vacant for years, was emitting the sound of a piano. And it sounded so beautiful. I accidentally stayed for a long time. I didn't expect your skills to have improved so much, Su Ro. You are mistaken, Xia Xining. The person playing the piano just now wasn't me, but it was Fang Yuan. Once these words were spoken, they completely stunned Xia Xining. It was Fang Yuan playing. He actually played so well. Xia Xining didn't know what to say for a moment. She truly knew nothing about all this. Marry me. It was purely the Xia family's desperate measure. They wanted to restore the Xia group's reputation. They needed to find the easiest person to manipulate. The Fang family lacked money, and I have an appealing appearance. I was willing to fully cooperate with the Xia family to wash away the humiliation. Back then, Xia Xining did not have the right to refuse this contract marriage. She equally had no right to say no. After all, the turmoil was brought about by Xia Xining. During that time, Xia Xining went blind. No machine could detect anything unusual. Even top ophthalmologists were at a loss. From the princess of a wealthy family, the pride of the heavens, she turned into a disabled person overnight. Abandoned by the one she loved, the moonlight. She fell into profound darkness. Xia Xining couldn't even save herself. Who has the leisure to worry about others? The most critical thing is, I have never told Xia Xining that I can play the piano. I went to Su Ro's side. I looked at Xia Xining and whispered, "Why are you back?" Xia Xining suddenly lost control upon hearing this. She shouted at me, "This is my home. Why can't I come back?" Hearing Xia Xining so emotional, we were all taken aback. By the time I collected my thoughts, I hurried to explain. Xia Xining, don't misunderstand. That's not what I meant. I was just thinking about Mr. Lu coming back. Why don't you spend more time with him? Logically, Xia Xining, who has longed for this, should be all over him now. Now, they should be all lovey-dovey together. How does she still have the leisure to return to the villa? Plus, I didn't see Lu Yen following her. Fang Yuan, do you like her that much? Don't forget, your current identity is my husband. If I'm with other men, are you that impatient? Xia Xining didn't even know what she was saying. She only felt a surge of anger rising in her heart. She couldn't control herself. The whole scene instantly fell into a dead silence. I couldn't help but feel a bit angry as well. The one who wants to divorce and be with Lu Yen is Xia Xining. We only have a contractual marriage between us. From the very beginning, Xia Xining warned me not to be delusional. She only has Lu Yen in her heart. And I was only doing this to repay a favor. I treated Xia Xining as a substitute. That's why I felt guilty and worked hard without complaint. There was no love in it. Just a marriage bound by a contract. What is there to talk about? Now that Xia Xining says this, it is insulting me. This is a bit unreasonable. Su Ro frowned subtly. Xia Xining, I heard that Fang Yuan is already going through the divorce process with you. Fang Yuan has already moved out of your house. Lu Yen flew back from abroad today. You say things like this. Aren't you afraid that Lu Yen will be hurt if he hears this? It was her first time seeing Xia Xining unable to control her emotions like this. Mentioning the name of her moonlight. Xia Xining calmed down a bit. Fang Yuan, come back with me. I shook my head. I need to go practice piano with Professor Su now. Let's talk about it tonight if there's anything. Xia Xining was taken aback for a moment. This is the first time I've refused Xia Xining's request. At the same time, circling in Xia Xining's heart, was a kind of inexplicable sorrow. Xia Xining didn't want others to see her. She closed the car window. The aftertaste is, yes. The driver hurriedly drove away the Maybach. Then I drove out Su Ro's Porsche Cayenne. And drove off. In the passenger seat, Su Ro looked at my profile. Fang Yuan, are you sure you want a divorce from Xia Xining? Her white moonlight has returned. I moved out of the villa. Can there still be a fake? Then why did she react so strongly just now? According to Su-ro's speculation, I am just a tool brought in by the Xia family as a shield. Given my background, I am far from being worthy of the Xia family. Now, Xia Xining has decided to end this empty engagement for Lu Yen. To end this hollow engagement with me. Why do you still care where I am? What's with calling me husband? Just now, Xia Xining's actions fell into Su-ro's eyes. It seemed like she was being jealous. Su-ro understood the situation. She shook her head helplessly. I don't know either. After calming down, I feel that my attitude towards Xia Xining just now was a bit excessive. And with a scumbag like Lu Yen, Xia Xining treats him like a precious white moonlight. How did I not see before? That Xia Xining is such a proud and outstanding woman, yet she still has a romantic mindset. Now, Xia Xining is back together with Lu Yen. I don't think the Xia family would agree so easily. She still has a difficult road ahead. And as the person involved, I have no right to comment on this matter. The obsessive yearning for the moonlight. Xia Xining and I are both laughing at each other's 50 steps. No one is better off than the other. The night deepened gradually. Xia Xining stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling window in the study, holding a swaying glass of red wine in her hand. Her gaze was hazy as she looked outside. This position happens to allow a view of Su-ro's villa. Besides the property management coming and going, Su-ro and I haven't returned yet. It's so late. You must have practiced enough by now, right? Where on earth have they gone? Did they go out to eat together? Or are they staying outside? They won't be coming back today. The more she thought about it, Xia Xining's heart became more and more chaotic. She didn't know why she cared so much about where Su-ro and I were going. Clearly, she had already made her choice. Suddenly, the phone rang. Xia Xining's heart skipped a beat. Thought I was calling her. Quickly took out. Upon seeing, realized it was Lu Yen. The excitement in Xia Xining's heart instantly faded by more than half. Pressed the answer button. What's wrong with Lu Xan? Xia Xining, I made a black forest cake myself. This is your favorite from before. I'm already on my way to your house. Mentioning things from the past. Xia Xining's gaze softened a bit. At least Lu Yen has a conscience. Knows that her favorite was the black forest cake he made. When she was tired from studying and working before, Lu Yen always showed up at just the right moment, bringing Xia Xining the food he made, to calm Xia Xining's anxiety. If it weren't for Lu Yan's previous thoughtful care, so many beautiful memories. How could Xia Xining, after suffering Lu Yan's abandonment, still can't forget? Lu Yan, maybe you shouldn't come after all. Was driving. Lu Yan's face, filled with affection, suddenly changed. Why is C? Do you already have someone else in your heart? What are you talking about? Lu Yan, don't forget. I'm still not divorced. And what you've done in the past. My family is very disapproving of it. Right now, I need a lot of time to deal with these conflicts. Otherwise, being together, we wouldn't get anyone's blessing at all. Besides, now that you're coming to my house, what if the reporters see us? Xia Xining's explanation barely addressed Lu Yan's suspicions. Then Xining, I'll just go over for a little while. I just want to see you eat the black forest cake I made. Is that okay? Faced with Lu Yan's not unreasonable request, Xia Xining fell silent for a moment. Alright, Lu Yan. After all, today is Lu Yan's first day back in the country. Xia Xining couldn't be too harsh with him, even with the filter of moonlight. Today, Lu Yan's clumsiness, disrespecting Xia Xining shattered many illusions. But Lu Yan is still the moonlight in Xia Xining's heart. He is the man she loves. After hanging up the phone, Xia Xining happened to see the door of Su-ro's villa open. A BMW 7 Series drove in. In that moment, thoughts of Lu Yan were cast aside. I parked the car steadily in the garage. Professor Su, we have arrived. I took a glance. I found that Su-ro had fallen asleep at some point. Su-ro was really tired. She rushed back on a flight in the early morning. She hardly had any rest. Yet she stayed to practice piano with me. It felt like we had returned to the past. In the past, Su-ro had high expectations for me. She always accompanied me in practice. She even postponed many personal matters. Thinking of this, a deep sense of guilt surged within me. I couldn't express the reasons for giving up back then. I owed Su-ro so much, so much. Nevertheless, I took the initiative to admit my mistakes. Su-ro still flew back from abroad without hesitation. This time I will not let you down. I adjusted the car's air conditioning to a comfortable temperature. I played a soothing piano piece. I closed my eyes. A warm smile unconsciously appeared in my mind. I have already stepped back onto the path of being a pianist. If I could still meet you playing the violin to accompany me, how wonderful that would be. After a day of running around, I am tired too. I unknowingly fell into a dream. Moments later, someone was knocking on the car window. It was Su-ro who woke up first. She rubbed her swollen temples. She glanced at me beside her. Wow, you actually fell asleep. Su Ro pressed the window button. A middle-aged woman's unfamiliar face appeared before my eyes. Is there something? Excuse me. Miss Su, I am the servant from General Xia's family. I am here to see Mr. Fong. At Aunt Zhang's calling, I gradually awakened. Professor Su, I'm sorry. I fell asleep. Aunt Zhang, what are you doing here? It was Mr. Xia who asked me to come over. He said he had something to discuss with you. He wants you to go to the villa. I understand. I realize that my attitude today was a bit much. I need to clarify things when I see Xia Xining. Professor Su. Then I'll take my leave. Let's talk on the phone tomorrow. To get my commitment. Su Ro's heart finally fluttered a bit. When Aunt Zhang and I returned to the villa. Mr. Xia is in the study. Mr. Fong, you can go in. I responded and pushed the door open. I saw him sitting on the sofa, sipping red wine. A faint aroma of wine filled the air. And Xia Xining's cheeks were flushed. I just knew she had quite a bit to drink. I called out softly. Xia Xining, I'm here. Hearing this, he placed down his wine glass. His beautiful eyes swept toward me. Where did you go with Su Ro today? I went to practice piano. A whole day of practice still isn't enough. You're back so late. You even sent Su Ro back to her villa. Fong Yuan, do you know what your current status is? What if someone sees you? My husband, Xia Xining, is driving another woman home. Everyone lives in the private villa on Ziyan Mountain. How many people know you? Don't you know? I don't know if it's the effect of the alcohol or something else. Xia Xining's voice had a hint of I can't quite understand what Xia Xining is thinking. Getting close to Su Ro. Isn't this what Xia Xining wants? Like this. Xia Xining wouldn't think that I have ulterior motives towards her. It's also helpful for Xia Xining and Lu Yan to get back together. That's Xia Xining. We are married under contract. We are about to finish the divorce process. Moreover, my relationship with Professor Su is purely student-teacher. It's all very clean and innocent. Why don't we quickly find a time? Let's go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to process the divorce. This is good for both you and me. Without waiting for me to finish speaking, Xia Xining directly interrupted. You really want to divorce me and be with Su Ro? Xia Xining was barefoot. She walked in on the Persian rug to stand in front of me. The smell of alcohol on her carried into my nostrils. With a deadly charm. Xia Xining, you are drunk. The current Xia Xining is definitely not in a sober state. What she's saying doesn't make sense at all. I'm not that easy to get drunk. Fong Yuan, before we are officially divorced. The contract still exists. Don't forget one clause in the contract. Don't get too close to other women. To avoid tarnishing the reputation of the Xia family. I find it a bit amusing yet frustrating. Xia Xining, this is really too double standard. Proposing divorce to terminate the contract. It's Xia Xining who wants to be with Lu Yan under the moonlight. Let me quickly go through the divorce process. Move out of the villa. Don't get in the way of Lu Yan and Xia Xining rekindling their love. I will comply. From start to finish, I completely followed Xia Xining's rules. But in the end, Xia Xining said in front of me, the contract still exists. Unfortunately, Xia Xining is the one footing the bill. My 10 million is still in Xia Xining's hands. Plus, Xia Xining saved the Fong family. I am someone who knows how to be grateful. Additionally, Xia Xining is obviously drunk now. Explaining to Xia Xining, she couldn't take it in at all. It's better to just go along with Xia Xining. Alright, it's my fault. Xia Xining, please stop drinking. Spending these 3 years with Xia Xining, I haven't just idled away my time. I know how to soothe her to help Xia Xining calm down quickly. So, under my comfort, Xia Xining gradually calmed down. Even her drunkenness subsided significantly. Reflecting on the various demands she just made of me, Xia Xining cleared her throat. Fong Yuan, why don't you move back in? I thought Xia Xining had calmed down a bit. Finally, we can talk about the divorce. In the end, Xia Xining was calm, but, as soon as she opened her mouth, I was at a loss. Before, I kicked you out of the villa. I misunderstood that photo. We are not divorced yet. You've moved out of the villa and still often hang out with Su Ro. Others will inevitably overthink it when they see you. It's not like that, Sibiang. So, what about you and Mr. Lu? You looked at me as if you were righteous. Want to quickly make Xia Xining and Lu Yan happen. Xining felt very unhappy inside. Fong Yuan. 3 years ago, Lu Yan ultimately left me. His irresponsible departure plunged the Xia family group into chaos. Do you think the Xia family would easily accept Lu Yan? I need some time to convince my family. To have them accept that I'm with Lu Yan again. We can't get a divorce right now. If we get divorced, they would definitely be furious. It would also harm the reputation of the Xia family group. You made it sound so reasonable. I was left speechless. Can continue to stay by Xia Xining's side. I'm really afraid that Xia Xining will one day find out. In my eyes, I've unconsciously viewed Xia Xining as a substitute for Wen Wan. When that happens, it will only create bigger trouble. After thinking it over, I have no choice but to bring up Lu Yan to suppress Xia Xining. But would Mr. Lu agree to this? I will explain it to Ah Yan. He will understand. Xining, think it through. If we don't get divorced, you will still be a married woman. You will continue to meet with Mr. Lu. If reporters take pictures of you, it will also have a negative impact on the Xia group. I will take care of this. Xia Xining spoke with certainty. Didn't Fang Yuan say that you owe me a favor? I want you to continue to uphold the marriage contract now. Wait until I convince my family, so I can be back together with Lu Yan. Additionally, I'll give you 5 million as a reward. I'm at a loss. It's not a matter of money at all. There's a 10 million reward for ending the contract. It is already enough for me to continue living under the same roof as Xia Xining. The secret of being a stand-in. Lu Yan's targeting. I am back on the path of the piano. I fear it will be full of twists and turns. But unfortunately, I promised Xia Xining a favor. Xining, you have saved countless families. Your kindness to me is as heavy as a mountain. I can do without money. I can also move back to help maintain the Xia family's reputation. However, we still have to get a divorce. At the same time, we need to modify a clause in the contract. For the past 3 years, I gave up my career to take care of you in every way. This was due to concerns about your blindness. Now that you have regained your sight, I also want to pursue my own piano life now. I will not back down on this. Consider it my way of repaying Xia Xining's kindness and my guilt. Once the Xia family agrees for Xining to be with Lu Yan, I will then step aside to fulfill the best outcome. When Xia Xining hears me say this, her heart involuntarily aches a little. We must get a divorce. Is it for Su Kai? Isn't Fang Yuan the one who loves himself the most? Doesn't he love Xia Xining so much that he could give up his life for her? He returned to the country for Su Ro. Yet he insists on getting a divorce. He even blesses her to be with Lu Yan. In my heart, what does she really mean? I know. I won't be able to get an answer tonight. I have no choice but to speak up. You need to calm down first. Xining. This is the best way for both of us. After saying that, I turned and left. Xia Xining opened her mouth. She wanted to retain him, but she couldn't say anything. To terminate the contract. The one getting divorced is Xia Xining. Clearly, I facilitated this. Yet she isn't as relieved or happy as I imagined. The housekeeper, Li Shu, stepped forward to ask. Mr. Fang, how is Ms. Xia doing? Xining is doing well. Sigh, Mr. Fang, to be honest. That Lu Yan really isn't worthy of Ms. Xia. The one who should truly stay with Ms. Xia for a lifetime is you. Over the years, I've been so good to Xia Xining. Uncle Li has been watching closely. Uncle Li never expected Xia Xining to regain her sight and be able to stay with me for a lifetime. Yet, Xia Xining is doing this for that scumbag who abandoned her 3 years ago. It really gives Uncle Li a headache. Uncle Li, you're too kind. Mr. Lu and Xia Xining are a perfect match. The key is that he is the only man Xia Xining truly loves. I don't deserve it at all. At this moment, I really have no way to express my pain. I can only silently wish for Xia Xining and Lu Yan. Uncle Li shook his head. For a man like Lu Yan, to divorce you, I'm afraid that Xia Xining will regret it in the future. Because Xia Xining discarded the sweetness of her past just because she was temporarily blind. There was not a single explanation or companionship. It vanished without a trace in an instant. Can a man like this really give Xia Xining happiness? I'm afraid I'm not even worth a hair of his. From now on, Xia Xining will face hardships again. Li Shu doesn't believe Lu Yan will invest his life for Xia Xining like I did. The commitment to risk everything for Xia Xining. I want to go outside and get some fresh air. As soon as I opened the door, I saw a figure holding a full bouquet of flowers, and a cake box, coming over under the stars and moon. Upon seeing me, Lu Yan's smile instantly froze. His expression immediately fell to the depths. What are you doing here? Didn't Xining kick you out? Mr. Lu, please don't misunderstand. I came here, just to discuss the divorce with Xining. Fang Yuan, I appreciate these past 3 years. You have been accompanying Xia Xining in my place. How about this, you name a number. How much do you want to leave Xining's side? Lu Yan's eyes were shadowed. With a background like mine, I don't even count as a clown in Lu Yan's life. Yet I have a face even more outstanding than Lu Yan's. Even though I know Xia Xining is not that kind of shallow woman. She has been married to me for 3 years. She was healed from her blindness by my meticulous care. Lu Yan can temporarily bind Xia Xining with the sweetness of the past. But I can't guarantee he can hold her for a lifetime. And I am the biggest hidden danger. I helplessly spoke up. Let's have Xining explain it to you in detail. In short, we are getting a divorce. It absolutely won't interfere with your relationship with Xining. I actually want to leave cleanly with the money. However, Xia Xining, this big financial backer, refuses to let me go. I also owe Xia Xining a debt of gratitude, promises and guilt. It's a mess that can't be untangled. Lu Yan gave me a warning look. You better be sensible. The only man Xia Xining loves in her heart is me. No matter how much you sacrifice for Xining, she will never love you. I could only lower my head and remain silent. Xia Xining was originally contemplating getting a divorce from me. Hearing the commotion downstairs, that was when she remembered that Lu Yan said he would come to the villa. She hurriedly rushed downstairs. Lu Yan, what were you talking about with Fong Yuan over there? Xia Xining's tone was somewhat sharp. Xining, I just happened to run into Mr. Fong at the door. We chatted for a bit. By the way, when are you two going to handle the divorce paperwork? Mentioning the word divorce, Xia Xining's expression changed instantly. Lu Yan didn't notice. Or even if he did notice, he would continue talking. His goal for coming back this time is to rekindle his relationship with Xia Xining. Xining, this is your favorite purple lavender. I brought it for you. Seeing that Lu Yan remembered the bouquet that Xia Xining loved most from the past few years, Xia Xining's expression finally brightened a little. Lu Yan then looked at me. Mr. Fong, this is the black forest cake I made by hand. Xining's favorite food. If you don't mind, why not give it a try? Their words carried a hint of disdain and sarcasm. It was tit for tat. First, they declared their sovereignty at the moonlight level. Then they indirectly hinted at Xining's divorce with me. I find this man very strange. I had originally heard of Lu Yan's accomplishments. I thought he wasn't the type to be arrogant and complacent. A cute little rich second generation who looks down on others. Except for not having the responsibility to break off the engagement 3 years ago during tough times. In other aspects, Lu Yan is indeed a good match for Xining. In short, this is Xining's choice. I have no right to interfere. No need. I'm going out for a walk. I'm not interested in staying here to witness someone else's love. Being a third wheel. It's not like I'm a pervert. Xining, seeing that I was about to leave, was afraid I was going to run off to Su Ro. I instinctively spoke up. Fong Yuan, stay and keep us company. As soon as these words were said, I was completely stunned. I'm not the eldest sister. You and your white moonlight are sweetly together for a lifetime. What do you want me, the third wheel, here for? I can't figure out what Xia Xining is thinking right now. Lu Yan was also taken aback for a moment. His expression changed in an instant. Since Xining has said that, Mr. Fong, could you do me a favor? About those 3 years I wasn't involved. I really want to know how you took care of Xining. Let me learn a little more. I have a bit of a headache. Forget it. Some things are better said clearly while everyone is here. Lu Yan, like a host, placed the cake on the table. He personally cut the cake for Xia Xining and me. Xining, you like this side the most. It's a black forest cake with a honey glaze. I also added some berries inside. Thank you, Lu Yan. Xining's heart was captivated by Lu Yan's perfect performance tonight. Remembering the bits and pieces of the past. That is a past that Xia Xining cannot let go of. The key is that Lu Yan still remembers. He will still be like before. Personally delivering Xia Xining's favorite bouquet. Making Xia Xining's favorite cake. Her white moonlight truly hasn't changed. Xia Xining's choice was not wrong. Even if today Lu Yan was clumsy, he overstepped. It's also because of their long-awaited reunion. Lu Yan just lost control for a moment. Xia Xining shouldn't react this strongly. Thinking of this, Xia Xining felt a surge of guilt towards Lu Yan. She picked up the fork to personally taste the black forest cake made by Lu Yan. Xia Xining was taken aback. The cake had been improved by Lu Yan. It became even more delicious. But over the past 3 years, I also cooked cakes for Xia Xining to eat. Once, Xia Xining was very sentimental. She could no longer taste the ones made by Lu Yan himself. The best black forest cake in the world. Now, in comparison, the cake I made tastes better than Lu Yan's. Why do I feel this way? The irreplaceable things in my memories. To have them again. I also started to realize that they aren't as irreplaceable as I thought. Is it delicious, Xining? Xia Xining's nod in response seemed extremely perfunctory. Lu Yan clearly noticed this. A hint of dissatisfaction flashed in his eyes. Damn it. As expected, Lu Yan's ominous premonition came true. He wants to get back together with Xia Xining. I have to disappear. Mr. Fong just mentioned discussing the divorce with Xining. When do you plan to go to the Civil Affairs Bureau to process the divorce? Lu Yan's tone carried a sense of urgency. If there are no issues, let's do it tomorrow, Xining. Divorce is still divorce. Lu Yan wants Xia Xining to get a divorce. Xia Xining felt anxious from the pressure. In her mind, the image of someone who looked extremely similar to her, Wan, flashed by. She suddenly slammed the cake down on the table. What do I do, Lu Yan? Do I need you to teach me? This action immediately shocked both Lu Yan and me. Lu Yan came to his senses. He quickly explained. Xining. That's not what I meant. I have my own opinion on this matter. You've delivered the items. Let's hurry and leave. Don't let others misunderstand. Uncle Li saw the guests off. Li Shu, standing by, never expected things to turn out this way. However, kicking Lu Yan, this scumbag, out was something Li Shu had long wanted to do. Mr. Lu, Miss Xia is currently emotionally unstable. Please come back another day. Lu Yan left angrily. He thought he was the master of this home. He was the moonlight that Xia Xining could never let go of. But unexpectedly, he had turned into a clown in an instant. Especially embarrassing in front of me. After Lu Yan left, I really couldn't help but speak up. About Xia Xining's divorce. You must think it over carefully. It shouldn't affect your relationship with Mr. Lu. Xia Xining stared at me intently, as if she wanted to see through my heart. Fang Yuan, don't you love me very much? Love me enough to risk your life for me? I'm delaying the divorce process. Why are you still pushing me? Xia Xining, the man you love is Mr. Lu. He is your white moonlight. Haven't you thought about all this long ago? I really don't understand what you want to do. My words struck directly at Xia Xining's heart. Why does Xia Xining subconsciously resist divorcing me? This matter. Even Xia Xining doesn't understand what she wants to do. Regarding the divorce, it must be deliberated carefully. It not only affects you, me, and Lu Yan, but also the Xia group. I don't want to complicate matters. Xia Xining threw down these words. Without further ado, she went straight upstairs, leaving me completely bewildered. Ah, no. Xia Xining, are you crazy? This is the second time I came to the Xia group building. Looking at the towering skyscraper in front of me, I squinted my eyes. It's time to make a decision. In the office, Xia Xining's voice was a bit angry. Fang Yuan, didn't I tell you to move back home? What happened to you last night? I gave Xia Xining a faint glance. I rented an apartment outside. I'm moving back in starting today. The same words. I don't want to say it a second time. Xia Xining, regarding this matter. I was very clear about it last night. I can move back in. But we must go through the divorce process first. I also want to pursue my career. Xia Xining looked at me in a daze. Is this still the old, meticulous, dutiful Fang Yuan? After Xia Xining discovered the photo of me and Wen Wan, I feel like I've really changed. Who I truly love, is it Wen Wan or Xia Xining? At this thought, Xia Xining's voice lowered a bit. Fang Yuan, you weren't like this before. Xia Xining, for the three of us, divorce is the best choice. Before, I acted according to the contract. I appreciate your family's kindness towards me. I would do anything you asked. Now that your eyes have healed, the contract is over. I should also start pursuing what I want again. Hearing this, Xia Xining looked at me a bit uncontrollably and said, Fang Yuan, don't forget, there are still 2 years left in the contract. If you disobey my orders now, it's equivalent to not adhering to the contract. I have the right to take back everything I gave you. I have never seen Xia Xining like this. Fang Yuan, I just don't want to complicate matters. Divorce is fine. But not now. Just consider it a favor I'm asking of you. Will you move back, please? We can talk about the divorce later. Didn't you say you owed me a favor? Mentioning this favor makes me less angry. Fine, I can move back to live there. I can also postpone the divorce. But I won't give up the house outside. You also cannot interfere with my career. Xia Xining could only grit her teeth and agree. After I leave, Lu Qian then walked in. Xining, about the divorce. How did your discussion with Fang Yuan go? Seeing Lu Qian's expectant gaze, Xia Xining felt even more unhappy inside. I don't intend to divorce Fang Yuan. Upon hearing this, Lu Qian was surprised. So you want to get back together with Lu Yan? No, Xining. What exactly are you thinking? Now is not the right time for a divorce. Xining, are you perhaps regretting it? You wouldn't be falling for Fang Yuan again, would you? Xia Xining confirmed. The person I love is Lu Yan. It has always been him. After Lu Qian left, Xia Xining's phone received a message. Information about Wen Wan, CEO Xia. We have gathered almost everything. On the other side, I arrived at the Huaxia Music Academy. Looking at the familiar campus scenery before me, like the most beautiful melody of a summer morning. Once upon a time, I was also one of them. Su Ro's voice suddenly came from behind me. What are you thinking about? Professor Su, what a coincidence. I was just about to get in touch with you. Su Ro looked at me and smiled, saying, I'm just afraid you might suddenly bail. Let's go to the piano room and start playing. Fang Yuan, you need to quickly regain your memories. I will start arranging competitions for you. I disappeared for 3 years. I've missed out on too many competition qualifications. I can only start from level 1. Right now, I need to get more level scores from domestic judges. To quickly improve my ranking. To participate in international piano competitions. Regarding my gratitude towards Su Ro, I have no way to repay it. So I will play a piece on the piano for you. In the piano room, my long, fair fingers rested on the distinct black and white keys. Every touch can stir the subtle dust in the air, jumping nimbly between the piano keys, like the brightest stars in the night sky, leading the trajectory of the melody, weaving a splendid and captivating musical tapestry. Unknowingly, many students gathered outside the piano room. Most of them heard about the genius from Hwaseong Music Academy back then. Su-ro and I returned to campus once again, wanting to hear Senior Fong's piano sound with my own ears. They have heard many recordings about me, but nothing compares to witnessing it firsthand. This Moonlight Sonata by Beethoven. I play it extremely well. The notes are expressive, captivating the listeners, filled with melancholy and infinite sorrow. At the end of the piece, Su-ro closed her eyes, savoring the moment. Suddenly, a round of applause came from outside the piano room. Hearing this, Su-ro coughed several times. He looked at the group of students and said, Fong Yuan needs to focus entirely on his training now. Students, please don't gather outside the practice room. Su-ro must be resolute in driving them away. Suddenly, a petite girl emerged from the crowd. Her long, golden hair flew in the wind. She was holding a violin in her hand. She ran, breathless. Professor Su, wait a moment. At that moment, I felt like my breath was about to stop. She looked just like the girl who saved me back in high school. I jumped up in an instant. After a moment of shock and daze, I realized that the girl in front of me was not Wen. I slowly sat back down in my chair. Su-ro naturally noticed my unusual behavior. Fong Yuan, do you know her? I shook my head. The blonde girl ran up to me and explained. My name is Chin Sun. I'm a freshman majoring in violin in the class of 24. Senior Fong, you might not know me, but I know you. I had already made up my mind the first time I heard your piano playing. If I could meet my senior one day, I would like my senior to accompany me while playing the piano. I know this request is quite abrupt and willful, but I have to consider that. This is my only chance in this lifetime. Could you please accompany me for a piece, senior? Chin Sun blurted out, without pausing, expressing her innermost thoughts. In the end, she almost lost her breath. Her small face turned bright red. The crowd began to murmur and discuss. She is Chin Sun. I have heard of her. This year, in the violin department. She is the genius violin girl who was specially recruited. And she's also the belle of the violin department. Once she started studying, she truly was terrifyingly talented. Listening to Chin Sun's words, I thought of Wen. Like, it's really too similar. Wen had once said similar things to me. Thinking of this, my heart, which I painstakingly stitched back together, the pain starts to spread again. So it was you, classmate Chin Sun. This violinist that one cherishes greatly, even though Su-ro is studying abroad. In the colleagues group chat, she has heard a bit about it. However, classmate Chin Sun. Without waiting for Su-ro to finish, I directly interrupted Professor Su. Let's give it a try. Su-ro looked at me in surprise. Xiwan, are you serious? In the past 4 years at Hwaseong Music Academy, there were many who wanted to play with me, but I turned them all down. Especially the violinists. I have an obsession in my heart. The reason for my rejection is related to this obsession. Yet now, I actually agreed. It's because Chin Sun is very special. Even Chin Sun looked incredulous. Is it really possible? Senior Fong, I have a piece I want to practice. I need the help of a violinist. You came at just the right time. Chin Sun, this is a one-time opportunity. This won't happen again. In the end, I still added this sentence. Because I want to keep the spot next to me for Wen. The first place next to me will always be reserved for Wen. Chin Sun will definitely seize this hard-earned opportunity. Thank you, Senior Fong. What does Senior Fong want to play? Let's play that unspoken secret. Can you play it? I can play all of these. I looked at Su-ro. Professor Su, could you please help me harmonize with Chin Sun? Alright. Since I already started. Su-ro couldn't afford to dampen the students' spirits. In the piano room, warmly embraced by the afternoon sunlight, I gently opened the prelude. My fingertips danced on the black and white keys. The beautiful and melancholic melody floated out. Every note struck the strings with precision. Su-ro joined in the harmony at the right moment. The two performed with perfect synergy, interweaving with the sound of my piano, creating a sea of stars. The onlooking students had already taken out their phones to record. How impressive. Chin Sun marveled at the chemistry between Su-ro and me. I can't give up either. She took a deep breath. She picked up the violin and started playing. The melodious sound of the violin was dreamy and pure. It transcended the boundaries of reality. The rhythm of unspeakable secrets permeated the whole practice room. It captivated the listeners. Only that pure and profound emotion remained. It echoed for a long time. The song ended. Thunderous applause erupted. Junior, Fong is amazing. Professor Su is as well. No wonder he is the youngest and most outstanding professor at the Huaxia Music Academy. Professor Su. Next time, I want to take your piano class too. Qin Sun let out a sigh of relief. There was no time to wipe away the beads of sweat that had already formed on her forehead from nervousness. She bowed to Su Ro and me. Thank you, Senior Fong and Professor Su. The moment her golden hair fluttered, it felt like I was transported back in time. However, Qin Sun is ultimately not Wen. The ensemble has finished. Everyone can disperse now. Fong Yuan still needs to continue practicing. The onlooking students left completely satisfied. Qin Sun walked out of the practice room holding his violin case. Fong Xiao immediately came up. Sunner, you are really amazing. You actually dared to ask Senior Fong Yuan to perform together. You could say you are the first in history to do so. I didn't expect Senior Fong Yuan to agree. Senior and Professor Su are really impressive. Their cooperation was so harmonious. I took a lot of effort just to barely keep up. I still ended up being a burden. Fong Xiao immediately comforted me. Alright, your first performance together with Senior Fong and Professor Su. You were able to perform so well. If only it were flawless. As a genius, how can we mere mortals? Sai, do you think Senior Fong Yuan has a girlfriend? Could he be interested in you? After all, Senior Fong Yuan never collaborates with violinists. They actually made an exception this time. Qin Sun suddenly stopped in her tracks. Her eyes revealed a hint of sadness. Qin Sun knows the reason why I agreed. It's because of that golden long hair. Qin Sun met me a long time ago. What she said about seeing my performance was not something that happened in university. It was long ago. The classmate named Qin Sun just now played the violin quite well. She was able to match our rhythm on the first try. No wonder the principal values her so highly. In regard to Qin Sun's talent, Su Ro gave her full affirmation. However, I am more curious. Why did you suddenly want to collaborate with Qin Sun? Are you sure you don't know her? I looked at Su Ro and smiled faintly. Professor Su, I really don't know her. It was probably on a whim. 3 years is enough time to change a lot. I shouldn't be as stubborn as I used to be. Alright, let's continue practicing the piano. The night gradually deepened. After practice ended, I scratched the back of my head. Professor Su, I didn't expect to practice so late. I'll treat you to dinner. Su Ro accepted it without hesitation, arms crossed. Sure, Fong Yuan. I want you to make it yourself. However, Xia Xining won't get mad if she finds out, right? She's busy dealing with her white moonlight. She has no spare time to pay attention to me. Besides, I'm treating my mentor to a meal. That's not too much, is it? Su Ro playfully winked at me, jokingly said. Of course, it's not too much. Humph, if you don't treat me, we'll see if I will help you. Back at my rented apartment. Professor Su, please make yourself comfortable, I'll go cook. Watching me busily working in the kitchen, Su Ro sat at the dining table, resting her chin on one hand, her gaze dreamy. It felt like going back to my college days a few years ago. Back then, Su Ro paid close attention to me in every way. Personally cultivate. Even if Su Ro thought it was nothing, I couldn't accept it. I wanted to repay Su Ro with all my effort. Seeing Su Ro constantly ordering takeout, eating at the school cafeteria, I volunteered to help Su Ro prepare 3 meals a day. At that time, Su Ro found it amusing. Su Ro, who was born into a wealthy family, had eaten everything. Would what I made be palatable? As a result, my cooking skills exceeded Su Ro's imagination. Getting used to it made it more addictive. Even when she later went abroad, Su Ro would occasionally think of me in the kitchen while eating. Just as Su Ro was lost in thought, I had already prepared dinner and brought it out. Professor Su, it's ready. Tomato and egg noodles topped with cheese and fried pork chops. Simple homemade dishes. Yet, it made Su Ro unavoidably swallow a few times. She picked up her chopsticks. I slurped up a bowl of noodles. Su Ro's eyes sparkled. She quickly cleaned her own portion completely. Su Ro looked at me with a satisfied blush on her face. Over the past 3 years, your cooking skills have not diminished but increased. Was it home to take care of Xia Xining? Yes. I was joking. Just like back when I spent time with Su Ro. See, I didn't come away empty-handed, did I? As soon as I heard about this, Su Ro felt furious. Her stunningly beautiful little face turned even redder. Silly. I said I would cover all your expenses back then. But you insisted on marrying Xia Xining. That was your only chance in this life. How many people long for such a thing but cannot obtain it? Yet you handed it over to someone else. Professor Su, I don't regret marrying Xia Xining. That was something I had to do. If I lost the opportunity for further study, I wouldn't be able to step into the world. It would only prove that my skills in the piano world are just mediocre. For Professor Su's expectations, I will give my all. I believe we can do it. At this moment, I smiled gently, while feeling very confident. Looking at me like this, Su Ro's anger dissipated considerably. After saying this, Su Ro couldn't help but smile. Yes, I am the genius that Su Ro personally discovered and nurtured. Although St. Paul Music Academy is great, if I can't even get past this difficulty, then what qualification do I have to talk about going global? Moreover, my words encompass us. My own teacher definitely can't be absent. At that moment, the phone rang. I took out my phone, and saw it was a call from Xia Xining. Xining has something going on. On the other end of the line, I heard Xia Xining's angry voice. Fang Yuan, when are you coming back? I took Professor Su out for dinner. Hearing that I was with Su Ro, Xia Xining felt extremely angry. Then why didn't you tell me in advance? Have you forgotten that we're still married? Xia Xining, we had an agreement. You won't interfere with my career. This is a different matter from my career. Now you are my husband in name. You are in the same room with a single woman. If this gets photographed, it would be a disgrace for the Xia family. Anyway, come back quickly. I will find a renowned piano master internationally to guide you. Don't be with Su Ro anymore. Hearing this, I couldn't hold back my anger anymore. Xia Xining owes a debt of gratitude to your family. After curing your eyes, the debt has been repaid. Now, I just want to do what I need to do. If you still want me to cooperate with you, to make the Xia family accept Mr. Lu, I hope you won't meddle in my affairs anymore. You can feel my anger. Xia Xining's voice trembled slightly. You actually dare to speak to me like this? Fang Yuan, you never treated me like this before. Why have you changed now? Since you've already chosen Mr. Lu, you should treat him well, instead of using unfounded reasons to keep dragging me along. This is unfair to everyone. You feel wronged because I'm with Lu Yen. You feel wronged. So is that why you're defying me like this? Think whatever you want. After saying that, I decisively hung up the phone. Su Ro heard me arguing with Xia Xining on the other end of the line, even more certain that my marriage to Xia Xining is not because of love, but a transaction. A smile involuntarily appeared at the corners of Su Ro's mouth, thinking I shouldn't be giving up my future just for marriage. The kind that's hopelessly foolish. Only then did she feel relieved. After sending me back to the villa, Su Ro watched my departing figure. Her eyes slightly darkened. At this moment, the phone rang, interrupting Su Ro's thoughts. Seeing it was a colleague from Huaxia Music Academy, the phone call that came in, she pressed the answer button. What's wrong? Professor Su. You should quickly check the school's forum and bulletin board. It's exploded, really exploded. You and your classmates. And Qin Sun's performance was recorded by someone. When posted, its popularity skyrocketed. It's trending now. Su Ro hurriedly opened her phone to check the trending topics. Discovered 30 people. There was a trending topic about the Huaxia Music Academy. Inside was the video of our performance this afternoon. The likes below exceeded 1 million. The comments surpassed 100,000. The shares exceeded 100,000. And it's still rising rapidly. Su Ro shook her head helplessly. She initially wanted to use her family connections to suppress the trending topic. The education she received from childhood to adulthood made Su Ro dislike being too ostentatious. But this time she hesitated. If the Xia family saw this trending topic, it might help me get a divorce from Xia Xining faster. Su Ro really doesn't want me to waste my future because of Xia Xining. Wasting my future once again. Returning to Xia Xining's villa, Uncle Li quickly stepped forward. Mr. Fang, you finally returned. President Xia has been waiting for you. She hasn't even had dinner. Why isn't she having dinner? I don't know either. President Xia seems very angry. Mr. Fang. Now, President Xia won't even eat the food cooked by the chef at home. She only eats what you personally make. I nodded helplessly. What is Xia Xining really thinking? I really don't understand at all now. Is it fun to torment yourself like this? In the end, I helplessly cooked a bowl of noodles that Xia Xining likes. I carried it to the door of Xia Xining's study. I knocked on the door. It's me, Xining. There was no response from inside the study. I knew that Xia Xining didn't want to see me. That's just fine. I cooked some noodles. Eat it while it's hot. I put it at the door. I placed the tray on the floor. I was just about to turn around and leave. The door suddenly swung open. Fang Yuan, how dare you leave? What came into view was Xia Xining's cold gaze. It even carried a hint of anger. Fang Yuan. So you still care about my well-being? I thought you had grown wings. I thought you didn't care about anything anymore. I just felt utterly baffled. Xining. I think we should have a good talk between us. You have now regained your light. You have everything you need to reconcile with your white moonlight. Why are you always making things difficult for me? Xia Xining was momentarily at a loss for words. Then she turned around and said, Fang Yuan, bring the noodles to me. I let out a quiet sigh. I could only pick up the noodles and bring them to Xia Xining. Xia Xining didn't rush to respond. Instead, she started eating the noodles I cooked. After Xia Xining finished eating, she took a napkin and wiped her lips. Only then did she lift her beautiful eyes to meet mine. Under the dusk-colored light, it outlined my outstanding looks. I seemed even more handsome. Fong Yuan, I actually don't want to make things difficult for you. But don't forget that we still have a contract between us. You go practice with other women. And it's about eating again. What if someone sees us? Seeing Xia Xining finally calm down, I finally spoke up. Xining, you promised me that you wouldn't hinder my career. From now on, I will go out during the day. If you need my cooperation with anything, just let me know. I will also come back at night. I will try to adhere to our contract. Regarding the divorce, let's expedite the process. Xia Si finally couldn't help but ask this question. Divorce? Fong Yuan, do you want to be with Su Ro? I can take this as you being jealous. Are you threatening me to choose between you and Lu Yen? Am I supposed to make a choice? I did not answer directly. Instead, I expressed Xia Xining's true feelings. Then your answer is obvious. You would choose Mr. Lu, instead of choosing me. Xia Xining was momentarily speechless. As Xia Xining fell into silence, struggling to untangle her inner turmoil, the phone rang. Xia Xining took a glance. It was a call from Lu Yen. I noticed Xia Xining's awkwardness. Actively stood up. I've said everything I needed to say. Xia Xining, I'm going to rest now. As I walked to the door, Xia Xining still couldn't help but speak up. Fong Yuan, can you make breakfast for me tomorrow? Just like before. Sure. But Xia Xining, you need to get used to life without me soon. I can't stay here forever. After saying that, I turned around and left. Xia Xining numbly pressed the answer button. What's wrong with Lu? Xining, I miss you so much. I want to hear your voice. By the way, about the trending topic regarding Fong Yuan. You haven't seen it yet, have you? Xia Xining suddenly had a bad feeling. Quickly open the computer. Find the trending topic about me. It's a video of me, Su Ro, and Qin Sun performing together. Xia Xining unknowingly became captivated while listening. During the performance, I felt like I was shining. Xining, I see Fong Yuan's piano talent is quite good. She's now starting to collaborate with other women to gain fame. Planning to pave the way for her career after divorcing you. Xining, I've opened a short video entertainment company. We are currently lacking quality hosts. I think Fong Yuan's performance was pretty good. Why not mention it to Fong Yuan? Have him sign a contract with me. Xia Xining felt it was a bit strange. You want to sign a contract with Fong Yuan? Don't worry. I won't set anything up for Fong Yuan. As long as he signs as a host at my short video company, conditions can be discussed. After all, Fong Yuan is the one who healed your eyes. Lu Yan's words are flawless. Xia Xining gradually felt at ease. I can help you talk to Fong Yuan. In the meantime, I learned about the trending topic from the message Su Ro sent. Fong Yuan. Xia Xining didn't say anything after knowing, right? Professor Su, you don't need to worry. I have already discussed it with Xia Xining. That's good. I have to go on a business trip for 3 days. Recently, remember to practice the piano for the competition. Watching the video of our trio performance, I pinched the bridge of my nose. As long as I continue on the path of being a pianist, these situations will have to be faced sooner or later. I can't even handle a trivial trending topic. What is there to talk about going global? Wen, if you are still following news from Huaxiao, you can see that I am right here. I murmured to myself. My breath was filled with longing for my unattainable love. Suddenly, a call came in from an unknown number. Just as I answered, a cheerful voice came through on the other end. Fong Yuan, I really didn't expect you to come back one day, kid. I was slightly taken aback and blurted out. Fat person. It's me. You're the fat lord. So, do you want to meet up? Of course, we can. I didn't expect it to attract the gang from high school. Have you made any progress on that matter I asked you about? Sorry, I haven't heard anything either. Let's discuss the details when we meet. One day, Xia Xining got up and went downstairs. She found me busy in the kitchen. I brought out the breakfast one by one. Seeing Xia Xining, I smiled slightly. Good morning, Xining. In a daze, Xia Xining seemed to have returned to the past. A sense of security and warmth welled up in my heart. Xining sat at the main seat. She drank the hot porridge I made for her. Both my stomach and heart felt warm and cozy. I was no longer in that state where I couldn't eat. I brought out the last dish. I untied my apron. Xining, take your time eating. I'm leaving first. Aren't you staying to eat with me? I've already eaten. Just as I was about to leave, Xia Xining felt a pang in her heart. Afraid that I was going to find Su Ro, she quickly spoke up. Fong Yuan, sit down. I have something to discuss with you. Hearing this, I had no choice but to stop. I obediently sat down across from Xia Xining. What is it, Xining? Xia Xining organized her thoughts. Lu Yan's short video company has taken an interest in you. They asked me to inquire if you can sign a contract with them. I raised an eyebrow. Is it Mr. Lu's company? I immediately rejected. If Lu Yen is saying something like this, there must be something fishy about it. I know you have misunderstandings about Lu Yen, but do you really not trust me? I shook my head, still refusing. Xining, our divorce is the best arrangement. Watching my departing figure, Xia Xining felt an indescribable bitterness spread in her heart. She then absent-mindedly arrived at the Xia group. Lu Qian immediately noticed something was off with Xia Xining. She curiously asked, "Same as Ning. Why do you look so listless?" Looking at her best friend in front of her, Xia Xining bit her lip, but still made up her mind to speak up. Lu Qian looked completely bewildered after hearing this. "Didn't you say this was good? You got back together with Lu Yen. What right does Fang Yuan have to stay? He should just disappear on his own. He's already thought a lot about both of you." Lu Qian really couldn't stand seeing Xia Xining like this. She said it directly. "Have you thought this through or not? Do you really still love Lu Yen? Or do you already have Fang Yuan in your heart?" Xining blurted out. "Of course I love Lu. Although I think Lu Yen is a scumbag. He's totally not worthy of you. But once you make a choice, you shouldn't regret it. Don't let Fang Yuan's feelings go to waste. Qian, do you also support Fang Yuan cutting ties with me, so you'll never see each other again?" Lu Qian glanced at Xia Xining. "What else do you want?" The phone rang. Xia Xining pressed the answer button with a complicated expression. "What's wrong with Lu Yen?" "Xining, I'm near your company. I want to see you." "Okay, let's change the location. Let's meet up." At that moment, I arrived at the tea house where I had agreed to meet Shi Hao. Upon seeing me, Shi Hao immediately walked up to me. He lightly punched my chest. "Haven't seen you, kid, in 3 years. How have you become even more handsome? How are we supposed to live with that? You guy, your mouth is still as sweet as before. You've really left me speechless." I found it a bit laughable and frustrating. After so many years, I asked Shi Hao about the past years. Fang Yuan, when I was abroad. I thought, with Wenwan's amazing musical talent, she would surely shine abroad. But the result was still. I held back my discomfort. I smiled faintly. To say I'm not disappointed would be a lie. I've searched for Wenwan for so long. Yet there is still no clue at all. It's really hard to expect Shi Hao to find something abroad. That year in senior high school, Wenwan seemed to have vanished from the world. Fang Yuan, are you still not planning to give up? It's already been 7 years. That time in high school was the hardest period for me. You know better than anyone how important Wenwan is to me. Sigh, since you say that. As your brother, I will naturally support you. A moment later, Shi Hao rubbed his hands together. He spoke up a bit shyly. "So brother, I ask you to help me with something. Is that okay?" I smiled slightly. "Shi Hao, you've been abroad for 3 years. When did you become so shy? Feel free to say it. I started a short video entertainment company. It's called Douyin. Right now, we are developing algorithms to collect big data. But we need a few popular streamers to support it. If you don't mind, I can offer you an S-level contract. When you have some free time, just come over and post a few videos. The other staff will handle the rest." Why is everyone getting into short videos? I heard that the Lu family has invested a lot in the short video industry. They are about to outpace other short video companies. Luckily, my family got in early. Our algorithm is impressive, so we haven't been outpaced. As long as you are willing to join my Douyin venture, you will definitely become famous. By the time you are popular in the country, perhaps Wenwan will see your news. That last sentence convinced me. Also, according to the events arranged by Su Ro, it might take some time until I get to a world-class piano competition. I estimate it will take a while. Shi Hao, I can't decide this matter on my own. I need to discuss it with Professor Su, because she has arranged many competitions for me as well. I'm afraid I won't be able to find the time. That's fine. As long as you are willing to consider it, that's enough. Shi Hao beamed with a big smile. Thank you, Shi Hao. You surely know his intentions. You have known each other since elementary school. You grew up together. Many of your challenges were helped by Shi Hao. Even when your Fang family was on the brink of bankruptcy, Shi Hao wants to give up his career. He took out money to help you pay off your debts. Fortunately, you desperately stopped him. You've always remembered these things in your heart. That's why you're very grateful to help the Xia family. By the way, Fang Yuan, in that popular video of yours, there's also a violinist. This woman looks a bit like Wenwan at first glance. I thought you had found her again. Her name is Qin Sun. She is a freshman violinist at the Huaxia Music Academy. Shi Hao nodded thoughtfully. No wonder you are willing to collaborate with her. Fang Yuan, do you remember? Wenwan used to love playing various instruments. It was after meeting you that she became determined to play the violin. Don't mistake innocent people as Wenwan's substitute. You're easily swayed by new things. I nodded vigorously. How could I not know? That girl who redeemed me. Just how much did she give up for me? I'll be willful just this once. I'm afraid there won't be another chance to collaborate with Qin Sun again. After all, Qin Sun is not Wen Wan. Shi Ning, thank you for being willing to accompany me. I'm really happy. By the way, Shi Ning. About the divorce matter. Is Fang Yuan really delaying this again and again? Speaking of this matter. Lu Yan's expression changed. Officer Lu. This is not solely Fang Yuan's fault. There are other factors as well. Anyway, just wait for me to arrange this matter. I will handle it well. Don't interfere. Otherwise, I will be angry. I was sitting with my back to Xining and Lu Yan. I didn't see Xining and Lu Yan come in. While Shihao was picking up the tea, he saw a familiar figure. He paused, thinking he was seeing things. Then he called out, Wen Wan. Hearing Wen Wan's name, my heart felt like it was electrified. I quickly followed Shihao's gaze behind me. I found out it was Xining. In an instant, my excitement cooled down significantly. At this moment, Xining noticed me and Shihao. Regarding the name Wen Wan, she felt very uncomfortable inside. Oh, what a coincidence. Mr. Shi, Fang Yuan. You are all here. Mr. Lu, what are you doing here? Sorry, I seem to have mistaken the person. This is your girlfriend. Even if it's a competitive relationship, we still need to maintain a harmonious facade. Yes, this is my girlfriend, Xia Xining. Lu Yan's lips curled into a slight smile. Xia Xining couldn't believe that Lu Yan actually admitted it. She shot a glare at Lu Yan. There are outsiders here. If this escalates, it would be a problem. It's okay, Xining. Mr. Shi seems to be very familiar with Fang Yuan. It's known that it's only a matter of time. If you don't mind, how about we share a table? No need. Shihao and I have already had enough to drink. I'll head out first. You two chat well. Shihao just realized. I almost wanted to choke my earlier self. Wow, this love triangle is really complicated. Lu Yan admitted that Xia Xining is his girlfriend. Xia Xining is also the person I once mentioned to him as my potential spouse. Chaotic. It's too chaotic. It really makes my scalp tingle. She had no choice but to quickly follow me out. After we left, Xia Xining spoke angrily. You're going too far. I already said that. Our matters shouldn't involve Fang Yuan. Also, why did you admit our relationship in front of others? Xining. Shihao is Fang Yuan's friend. Do you think he wouldn't know about our relationship? As your man, I will eventually clarify things with Fang Yuan. I won't let him hold you back and affect me. Do you know who that person was just now? He is the founder of Douyin, competing with me in the short video market. It seems that Fang Yuan's rejection of my collaboration isn't out of moral superiority, but rather, he has already found someone else. Speaking of this matter, Xia Xining thought about my saying I would completely disappear from her world. She felt even worse inside. Lu Yan, I remembered there are still some matters at the company I need to attend to. I'm leaving first. And you promised me not to look for Fang Yuan. Otherwise, I won't talk to you anymore. I will handle this matter well. It's not Xining. You've just arrived, and you're already leaving. What do you take me for? You're not going to chase Fang Yuan, are you? Lu Yan, if I didn't care about you, I wouldn't be able to reconcile with you. The hurt you caused me 3 years ago was too deep. I can let go and give you another chance. Now you keep bothering me time and again. You should think carefully about it yourself. Hearing this, Lu Yan's expression looked as bad as if he had eaten a defense. In a little while, a shadow crept up to Lu Yan's side. I've already taken the photo, CEO Lu. Alright, I want to see it trending tomorrow. No matter how much it costs. Lu Yan came back to the country this time specifically for Xia Xining. No matter what means he uses, he must reconcile with Xia Xining. He needs to regain the recognition of the Xia family. Over here, I changed places with Shihao. After Shi Gang sat down, he clicked his tongue. Fang Yuan really didn't expect it. President Xia actually looks so much like Wen Wan. Except for the hair color. At first glance, it was just Wen Wan. I fell silent. This is something I understand all too well. I heard before that you fell in love with Xia Xining, and were even willing to try anything to help her with her eyes. I still didn't believe it. But now it seems. You aren't treating Xia Xining as a substitute for Wen Wan, are you? Shihao, don't talk nonsense. This is the fact I least want Xia Xining to know. I straightened my face and scolded. That's fair. I must have been out of my mind. Look at my mouth, talking nonsense. Even if it's unspoken. But it must never be revealed directly. On the other side, Su Ro was sitting on the high-speed train. With her arms crossed and eyes closed, lightly napping. The sound of her phone vibrating rang out. Su Ro saw it was a call from me. She didn't even notice the slight curve at the corner of her mouth. Professor Su, may I discuss something with you? I told Su Ro about Shihao's collaboration plan. I thought Su Ro would stop me. To my surprise, Su Ro readily agreed. Sure. I received an unexpected answer. I was a bit confused. The competition isn't solely about your skills and talent. Sometimes external factors are important too. I've heard of this company, Douyin. It's a very promising company. Let's sign the contract whenever. I'll accompany you. Thank you, Professor Su. I am incredibly grateful. It's a blessing to have such a mentor. Truly, I am fortunate in this life. I hung up the phone. I told Sher how what Su Ro meant as well. I returned to the rented apartment. I was just about to go back and practice the piano. Two familiar figures approached me. It was Chin Sun and her best friend. After a brief exchange, I learned that Chin Sun also wanted to rent a place here to practice the violin. When they suggested visiting my place to listen to the piano, I couldn't really refuse, so I could only nod in agreement. At 4:30 in the afternoon, after lunch, I saw off Chin Sun and her best friend. Suddenly, a Ferrari stopped right in front of me. The car window rolled down, and Lu Yan, wearing sunglasses, gave me a nod. Fong Yuan got into the car. We need to have a good talk. I frowned slightly without meaning to. Mr. Lu, I think we've discussed what we needed to. Lu Yan's presence here indicates that he has looked into the place I rented. This really upset me. It felt like my privacy was being invaded. Fong Yuan, if you're a man, just get in the car. Lu Yan looked at me coldly. I took a deep breath. In the end, I chose to get into the car anyway. Some things need to be clarified. I have no reason to endure Lu Yan's inexplicable hostility. Lu Yan floored the gas and drove us to a cafe. After the coffee was served, Lu Yan got straight to the point. I know you have a contractual marriage with Xining. After the deal is done, she will give you 10 million. Now, I'm offering you 20 million. You need to divorce Xining immediately. Mr. Lu, it's really not about the money. It's about how Xining and I have discussed divorce many times. She has been the one delaying it. Lu Yan let out a cold laugh. Don't think I don't know. It's because of some trick you played to intentionally hold it up. Xining has already told me.